What's going on, guys? Welcome back to episode 6 of the My Player Career Mode. I hope you're having a great day. I'm looking to get this episode out as a double upload on this particular Tuesday, so I apologise for the delay. It should have come out at 6 PM, but depending on how my internet's going to be, we'll see if it does drop at 6. It might be a little bit afterwards. Anyways, though, guys, we've got 4 more games coming your way today, kick-starting with it off at the Riverside against Middlesbrough. And as you guys know, things haven't really gone exactly to plan with this Derby side that we have joined as a striker for this year's My Player Career Mode. We have scored a few goals, but in terms of how we've actually, kind of gelled as a team, things haven't really gone as well as I hoped. I genuinely expected this to be a situation where Frank Lampard's side would be bouncing in and around the playoffs, and we would come here and just have the time of our lives and help them pretty much get up as soon as possible. Well, it's not really started off like that, and we do find ourselves in the top 10, just not within the playoffs, a few points off of it. So we need to start getting some results, as I said, start getting them together, and this could be a perfect episode to do it. Now, the first game of the episode against Middlesbrough, quite a tense start. The first half, nothing really came to fruition for either side until Anya had this effort, quite speculative, which he saw go over the top of the crossbar. Now, I will say this, guys. On Ultimate Difficulty, they do use time finish, so you do get pretty crazy volleys scored in this one. But we continue the highlights on into the second half, and it was Derby again with another good opportunity. This time, it was a cross from the wide area put in. And again, it was a header in which went wide of the post. So 2 shots so far for Derby, neither one on target. And Middlesbrough, they got their first chance. Adam Clayton sending a volley goalwards, and Scott Carson clawed it away for the first real good save in a Derby kit, actually, because obviously I've been having a little bit of a go at Carson recently, saying about how bad he has been. Well, that was a good save, so I'll let him off in future. But again, Derby couldn't find their shooting boots because with another chance going and another chance going wide. So not a great day at the office for shots on target for Derby and Frank's side, but that's just how it goes sometimes. You just got to count your blessings and take what you can. And unfortunately, it wasn't really a lot here. So 3 real good chances for Derby worth showing you. Of course, that one there as well, the save from Scott Carson for Middlesbrough only chance. But we didn't really have a shot. And that's one of the major problems I'm finding so far with this Ultimate Difficulty. It is so difficult to actually get a chance. And when we do, I normally miss it because I'm an absolute scrub. So I'm going to have to try and take our chances a little bit better in future reference. And one thing I do wanted to look at as well is the way that the current season is set up and the way that the league table is beginning to kind of, take shape. I'm really wanting to see what Stoke are going to do, what Swansea are going to do, and West Brom, of course, the 3 teams that came down from the Premier League last year. Currently, 2 of those 3 are actually first and second. Stoke and Swansea at the moment, both top of the league in second place. West Brom in the playoffs. So I'm really intrigued to see what's going to happen with these teams because obviously a lot of people are looking at them thinking that they're going to have a good season this season. We'll see if that's going to be the case. They're up there at the moment, and we are challenging them, I guess, or trying to as best we can. As we move into the second game against Sheffield Wednesday, they had the first chance. It went over the top of the crossbar. Then it was a chance for us. And like I mentioned earlier, I am an absolute mug when it comes to trying to finish off our chances. I tried to curl this one into the bottom corner. Unfortunately, I got it completely wrong, and we put it wide of the post. And Westwood was very, very confident that one was going wide because he just decided to leave it. So off the off chance it was on target, that would have been quite funny, but unfortunately it wasn't. And again, Derby creating another good chance. This time it was Tom Lawrence who would get himself through. And with that timed finishing, absolutely thunderbolting it into the back of the net. I mean, this is some strike. It's so powerful that although the accuracy isn't completely there because it does go near the goalkeeper, he can't get anywhere near it. He literally couldn't get a touch on this because of the speed in which the ball is hit by Tom Lawrence. And finally, Derby register a shot on target as well. So it just so happens that the first shot they do goes in the back of the net. Great strike, making it 1-0. And if it stays like this, the points will be coming to Derby. Now, again, goalkeepers in this game still feel like they need a little bit of a patch because they're not quite as good as I maybe think they should be at the moment. But having said that, I can't score to save my life. So then again, largely that comes down to just the AI banging them in for fun. Now, we did have a chance. I did get it right for once, the time finishing. Unfortunately, Kieran Westwood was equal to my strike, and it went straight to the goalkeeper. So it's still 1-0 at this point, but we're searching for the second. Eventually, we play a 1-2 with, I think, in the end, it might have been Bryson, and he ends up going through and smashing it into the top corner, making it Derby 2, Sheffield Wednesday 0. So although we can't score, we can assist all we want. Getting the assist for Bryson's And I'm not sure if we got the assist for Lawrence's or if we just played a part in the move. But still, this is another good strike. Craig Bryson gets his foot through it. Top corner. Easy as you like. I mean, this is what I'm talking about, guys. The finishes that you're likely to see in this series. As much as I enjoy watching screamers, I do appreciate that from your perspective, it does look a little bit unrealistic. But that is the way it is with ultimate difficulty. They will score some absolutely insane goals. If you've experienced it, the volleys in this game as well this year, sometimes they are just ridiculous. But nevertheless, a 2-0 win for Derby in this one. It makes it 3 points now picked up. So to add to the point picked up against Middlesbrough earlier, two games, 0 defeats, a draw and a win as well. Climbs us up the table a little bit further, and now we're on the verge of potentially maybe even trying to push into the playoffs at some stage. But we took on Stoke, and this is one of the tough ones. We've got Stoke and then a game against Swansea. Two very, very tough games, as I said, because they're top and second, respectively, in the league. So, you know, we're looking at this game, and if we didn't lose the first two, this is potentially where we're going to drop some points here. They've obviously got a good side. Still quite a lot of the Premier League-esque players, I would like to say. Obviously, Butland is too good a goalkeeper to be playing Championship football at this stage. So, I mean, if you look at it that way, if we can't score against some other goalkeepers, I'm going to be honest, I don't expect it against Jack Butland. But we'll see what happens. Game gets underway. We have a chance early on here. I completely fluffed this, though, because I don't know what I did. Now, at this stage, I was thinking it was going to be a corner ball. Referee didn't give us that. He just continued playing. I was like, have I actually missed that badly? But we continue on here because eventually the ball's cleared away by Butland, right? It's then won by a Derby man in the middle of the park. I think it might have been Ledley. We flick the ball on. We end up going through here. There's a clash of legs at some stage. And is there a little bit of an argument for a penalty in there? I didn't actually show an instant replay because originally, when I was playing the game, I genuinely didn't think there was. But then I just watched it back on the editing. And I was kind of a bit like, well, you know what? I know it's very unfortunate and it would have been very harsh for that to have been given. But you have seen them given. Do you know what I mean? Like, there has been occasions where referees have pointed to the spot for less than that. So I was just kind of clutching at straws, really, trying to get literally anything to basically give myself an opportunity to get a goal. And unfortunately, in doing so, Stoke went 1-0 up. A really nice move from them down the left-hand side. They put the cross in, and Ryan Woods puts them 1-0 in front with 65 minutes played. We continue on with the youth now, finding Klukas. I think he might have assisted the first one here, Sam Klukas, but he gets another ball in towards the mixer. And this time it's James McLean is the man who nods home the second of the afternoon. Cross OP, header OP, Stoke 2, Derby 0. And there wasn't really a lot that Scott Carson could have done in goal. I mean, like I said, maybe I'm being a bit too harsh on goalkeepers. But in terms of the 2 goals conceded, it was 2 very disappointing goals to concede from a Derby standpoint, especially when you consider the fact that, you know, defensively, at the start of this episode, they conceded the lowest amount of goals in the division. Yet they concede 2 there, both of them headers from crosses. Not ideal at all. So a 2-0 defeat after winning 1 and drawing 1 means that it's now 1 win, 1 loss, 1 draw from the episode today. And we have 1 more game to feature. As I said, against Swansea City. They travel to Pride Park Stadium to take us on. We've already faced Stoke, who are high-flying already, and they beat us 2-0. How is this one going to go against Swansea? Both of these teams I would consider to be as well title favourites in effect. I thought we were going to have a walkover this season with this Derby side. We were going to get them promoted straight away. Happy days. Turns out it's not going to be as easy as I expected. But I'm up for the challenge. Let's see what's going to happen in the final game as it's a changed around side. Harry Wilson comes in on that left mid spot. You guys know who he is after he scored that banger of a free kick against Manchester United in the Cup as of late. But it was Swansea with the first chance of the game, and Swansea, who threatened early on, a shot from, I think it was Leroy Fer there, straight at the arms of Scott Carson. But they continue to show attacking intent here, Swansea, as McBurney goes forward. He lays it out to the right-hand side to Narsing, puts the cross in, and unmarked is Leroy Fer, as he will head Swansea 1-0 in front. I've got a lot of time for Leroy Fer. You guys watch my previous years of FIFA, you'll know that on one of the Ultimate Teams I played, I absolutely adored Leroy Fer. I thought he was a great player to get with the starter team. He actually lasted a long time in my squad. And honestly, I just think he's an outright beast of a midfielder that comes very, very cheaply, especially in career mode as well. Only problem is that when you do get higher up in terms of the quality in which you're needing to play in the Champions League with, he doesn't really fit the bill in that sort of thing. But clearly he's doing a job for Swansea as they go 1-0 in front. Olsen's delivery again, McBurney across. We don't clear our lines, and it requires Scott Carson to have to make the save to stop Swansea going 2-0 in front. So Not a great first half, but we will try our best to get ourselves something from the game in a second as we come forward here down the left-hand side. And you can see we're part of a really nice move, actually, which eventually evolves 5, 6, 7 passes before the ball is played through from Tom Huddleston. And we get ourselves on the score sheet for the first time in the episode. Derby 1, Swansea 1. We didn't really have a lot of time to think about this. We literally just had to put whatever we could on the end of it with the right foot and just try and squeeze that past the goalkeeper, which in the end it worked. And luckily it did, because otherwise I would have felt very, very embarrassed if we'd have put that into Rosette or worse, really. So 1-1 at this point. We're chasing the game. I felt like second half we definitely we played a lot better than we did in the first. And we could have had more. I don't know why I took a touch there. Should have just tried to do it first time. You never know with the first time finish what was going to happen. From the corner, it's put in again towards myself. And again, I'm trying to do some stupid stuff when I should just be trying to play simple. But you know what, guys? Given the circumstances where Swansea were before the game kicked off, the fact that we went 1-0 down, I will 100% take a 1-1 draw against them. So ultimately, today, out of the 4 games, we had a win, 2 draws and a defeat, and we got a goal for ourselves as well. So not the greatest personal performance, but only losing 1 game I don't think is tragic. So we find ourselves 9th. We are 6 points now off of Sheffield Wednesday in the last playoff spot, so that's still a little bit of a way to claw back. The good news is that we're not even halfway through the season, though. So there's still a long way to go. Anything is possible now between now and the end of the season. 26 more championship games to come. So as I said, we will look forward to those and see what's going to happen. It's taking shape, and we are looking at potentially the top 6, I think, now. I don't think we can get an automatic promotion spot. We're just not playing well, and we're not getting a run of results together. So I think, realistically, we're looking at playoffs. But nevertheless, guys, thank you so much for watching this episode. If you did enjoy it, a like would be greatly appreciated. As always, thank you so much for all of your support on the channel as well. I am going to try and get another episode of this series out for you tomorrow, guys. So stay tuned for more, and I will catch you all with another episode very, very soon. Until next time, guys, adios.